Brought to you by the Every Dollar app. Start budgeting for free today.
I just went through a divorce or finalized it recently. It took a while. And I've been a stay-at-home mom during my entire marriage for the past 14 years. Anyway, I got what I consider a pretty good amount of money. And I'm just curious. I don't really know what to do with it. I let my ex-husband handle every single bit of finances. I never knew how much money we had or anything. So
how much are you getting?
Well, there's a couple components to it. I got a check for $1.1 million.
Okay.
I got a 401k for $715,000.
Okay.
And then $15,000 per month for the next 7 years.
Okay. How old are you?
I'm 40.
Okay. So you've got a guaranteed income for the next 7 years. That's nice. Okay. Okay, great. So tell me your question.
Okay, so my question is, I'm completely debt-free.
Mm-hmm.
I also don't own a home because I just got divorced.
Okay. So you need a place to live.
Right. I'm renting right now, which is $3,600 a month, which I feel like is really expensive.
It is.
It's also all bills paid. So my question, I guess, is I've got like $95,000 in a high-yield savings account. I started a Roth IRA. I'm like totally, I know nothing about finance, so I've just been trying to learn just in the last month or so. Anyway, my question basically is, can I live off of part of this money, like off of the monthly income, or do I need to get a significant job?
Well, the good news is you do have a monthly income for the next 7 years. So you've got some time to reinvent yourself and figure out what you want to do with life. And if I were you, obviously you don't need $15,000 per month to figure out what do I need? What's a fair budget for me? Maybe it's $7,000 a month, and then you take the rest and you invest it every single month, right? So that's thing one. You've been bought time to figure out a career path for you, and I'm going to toss it to Ken in a moment for that. But let's talk about the rest of the income that you have. So let's say, just to keep it simple, let's say you invest half of what you're getting every single month for the next 7 years. So around $7,500, and then you've got $1.1 million. That's a check, right?
Yes. And I didn't know what to do with that, so I just put it in a money market account because I didn't even know how to deposit that. Great.
I think that's a good place to start. My homework for you is I want you to start learning about investing. I want you to start understanding, okay, I know ex-husband used to do it, but it's now time for you to start learning, because the time is going to come where you're going to need to invest this, and you're going to want to understand it. You don't want to just hand a check for $1.1 million over to anybody and say, here, you handle this. You're going to want to say, okay, I get it. And a great place to start is here. Here at Ramsey, we do teach that investing is a better place for you to build long-term wealth than a money market account or a high-yield savings account, simply because of rate of return, right? If you invest that money, you'll get a higher compound interest rate of return on that, so it'll grow faster. And so I would tell you to get hooked up with a SmartVestor Pro. They're going to have the heart of a teacher, and they're going to be able to teach you about this. And that's the key thing. Tell them, I don't want to invest anything yet. I just want to learn, right? And they're going to ultimately have you invested in a way that's 4 different types. We're spreading it out. It's not going to be high risk. It's not going to be just in a set of stocks, but I want you to understand that. So when the time comes, we are investing that check, but in the meantime, we're getting with a SmartVestor Pro to teach us. And then as far as the $715,000 401k, leave it, let it grow. You're probably going to have to do a direct transfer rollover into an IRA. And so the SmartVestor Pro is going to help you do that. And then for you, now it's all about career and what you're going to do with your life, because you're super young.
I got a couple quick questions on the money first. So the $715,000, how old are you?
I'm 40.
Oh my gosh.
It's going to be so much money.
So the $715,000 that is in the 401k, and that is going to be a lot of money. What is that going to be in 30 years?
Okay. So did you tell me you're 40 now?
Yeah, she's 40.
Okay. So let's just say you retire, I don't know, let's say 65. Does that sound good?
Okay.
Okay, let's say you add nothing to it. That right there is going to be $8 million.
Holy cow.
Just not touching it.
The reason I went to that, Susan, is because on this work thing, this may or may not be a thing now. How old are the kids?
They're 14 and 11.
Okay.
My other thing is, can I buy a house?
Yes.
Yes.
I was going to say that. I was working
and
that.
which money do I use?
I would take the 1.1.
The check.
The 1.1 check is what you need to do. Plus, you already have $95,000 in another savings account. So I was going to ask you, what is a modest house in a nice area? What is a house price? You know your area for you and the kiddos. What does that look like? What's the money on that?
I mean, right now there's like nothing to buy. I've been looking. I mean, there's a nice home for $500,000 that.
Okay, so
I mean, it's in the
let's
school
just use
district
that.
we need.
Let's just use as an example. Okay, so
Okay.
if I'm you, and then I'm going to pay cash for the house because right
Okay.
now you're paying $3,600 a month in rent.
Yeah.
So
Right.
you take just a little bit less than half of the 1.1 and you've got it paid for a house. Now that monthly budget, which I'm using is the $15,000 you're getting in the settlement.
Right.
Now that 3,600 was coming out of the 15K, it's not anymore.
Right.
And your utilities and things like that are going to be nothing. You still got the 2 kiddos in school. So I would come up with the every dollar budget and budget off of the 15, and I would do the some type of an investment strategy based on what a Smart Investor Pro tells you, because Jade already proved to you you don't have to put another penny. And I'm not saying not to, but I'm
You'll be
guessing
fine.
I'm guessing their investment strategy is going to be you're going to diversify some stuff, because right now you are more than fine, Susan. Like, you're going to be very, very wealthy, and based on just the 401k and what it does over time. So for me, if I were you, I would take my time. You just came out of this divorce. You've just settled. I'm fine with you renting for a little bit longer. You're saying the market right now is not a lot on the market. Let's see what happens after this presidential election. The point is, grieve, stay cool. The 3,600,
Yeah.
while it's a little expensive, it's not even phasing you. I would take my time. I'd buy a nice house cash. And now you still have over $500,000 to invest.
And when you invest it, you're probably going to look for something that's non-retirement, something that you can get to sooner, that's in some sort of a
Right.
bridge account, so that you can access it,
That's what
before
I,
you're 60.
I agree with
You know what
that.
I'm
And that should be the
after my
advice that
7
you
years.
get. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. But for 7 years, my goodness. But here's the deal. You're going to have some margin in that monthly as well. That's $180,000 a year for the next 7 years.
Yeah, you're good.
So from a standpoint of work, hang on the line. We'll give you the book, Find the Work You're Wired to Do, and the Get Clear Assessment. But that is a relaxed, like, what would I do if I didn't have to work? Which, by the way, you don't have to.
You don't have to. I was just
So-
talking purpose.
Yeah. So sorry, we're running out of time, Susan. Hang on the line. We'll get that to you. But thank you for the call. You're going to be in good
Wow.
shape.
Create your free every dollar budget today, the simplest way to budget for your life.